BoxingVoice.com, live here with Eddie Hearn. So we got a couple of questions from the public, and we'll get right into it. Brandon Maurice in Cincinnati wants to know any updates on the Mikey Garcia signing that we have been hearing about.
I've been talking to Mikey Garcia for a year. I think there's a very good chance we're going to be working together, whether that's his next one or the one after. I think it's only a matter of time before Mikey starts working with Matchroom.
We have Marvin in Texas wants to know, what are your plans for Joshua if he wins the rematch against Ruiz?
I think move forward to the winner of Fury against Wilder, back on that undisputed track. It's going to be really difficult now because there's a lot of mandatories in place for the winner of that fight to fight people, but I think this is the first fight that we've gone into for a long time where nothing beyond it matters. Do you know what I mean? Everything before has been like, when's he fighting Wilder? When's he fighting this? Now it's just like, just beat Ruiz. That's it.
Do you think that at this point, if Anthony Joshua was to win, are we too far removed from motions or putting in petitions to file for undisputed fight?
We would do that, but it's obviously certain things have got to be agreed to going into the rematch that will mean that that undisputed fight will be unlikely. Like you can't file for that undisputed fight. You've got to fight Pulev or you've got to fight Usyk.
Sucks. DJ Slowpoke says, has any game developers reached out to you about making a new boxing video game?
No, but they've got to. Because every time I tweet about it, it goes crazy. I actually wrote to, what's the game company? The big one?
Fight Night?
No, the other one, EA Sports. I wrote to EA Sports, said, do you realise how many questions I get about Fight Night games? Let me bring it back. Oh, we're looking at it. So EA Sports, if you're watching, or any big game developer, we're here, Fight Night, let's go. It's going to be #1.
When can we get a Devin Haney fight in Oakland?
Do you know what? This was very close, this last one. We've come to Madison Square Garden. I think it's a great fight night, but I would love to take Devin Haney to the Bay Area. Obviously he lives in Vegas, but he's from the Bay Area. There's not many big fights happening around there, so for me, that's the place where we should be going with Devin Haney maybe next.
All right, Chris Riley says, why do you consistently lie about Wilder ticket sales in Brooklyn? Also, where's the B sample for Dillian Whyte's drug test? Big Baby's drug test results were issued out very quickly. It's been weeks, no answer on the B sample, #600 days.
Well, the B sample for the Miller fight was irrelevant because it was conclusive finding on the A sample of 3 separate drug tests. The UCAD rules state that until the whole hearing and everything is finalised, it's completely confidential. So in truth, I don't know. Dillian Whyte's dealing with that. Dillian Whyte had a hearing before the fight to determine whether he was allowed to fight or not. He was cleared to fight. Understand this, if they believed that he was cheating or that he had levels or substances in his body that were performance enhancing, he would not have been allowed to fight on that night. So you'll have to wait until the full issued statement comes out from UCAD. Ain't going to be long, and you can make your own mind up. But I believe that he will prove his innocence completely. He's already innocent. He's not suspended. He's not suspended. He's not been found guilty or anything. So on the other questions, which were, why do I lie about Wilder's ticket sales? I know what Wilder's ticket sales are. I'm not going to argue about it because I just know how the business works here, and I know people that are involved in the promotion that quite frankly tell me. So I believe that Wilder's fight against Brazil really surprised me. I thought he would sell that out easy at Barclays because he is a draw. I'm not denying that. But I don't think it's a problem with Deontay Wilder. I think it's a problem with American boxing. Every time he fights, the arena, wherever it is, anywhere in America, should be completely sold out. Anywhere. Like you imagine a world heavyweight champion in the UK, and you can't say, yeah, but it's the UK. We're a tiny country compared to America. So it's not a criticism of Deontay Wilder. It's a criticism of, I just think the market here, people aren't as interested in boxing as they are in the UK because there's other sports. There's American football, baseball, ice hockey. There's all the college systems as well. So sometimes people think I'm criticising Deontay Wilder. I'm not. I'm surprised that he doesn't sell out arenas because he's very entertaining and he's the world heavyweight champion.
Now, from our understanding, by Dillian Whyte having the hearing, he forgoes the B sample, or did having the hearing have them test the B sample?
To be honest with you, right now, Dillian Whyte has been cleared of everything, right? So until UKAD, again, which is completely confidential, I'm not involved in that process. I'm not talking to UKAD. I'm not allowed to talk to UKAD. It's a dealing between UKAD and Dillian Whyte. All the information that was presented at the hearing, mainly the VADA tests, proved, in my opinion, his innocence to fight. So obviously they've cleared him to fight for a reason. So wait till you've got those facts, which will be released by UKAD, and you can make your own decision.
George John says, in the lead up to Canelo Jacobs, you spoke so much about how Canelo is the pound for pound #1. Now all of a sudden, Loma is pound for pound #1. What changed?
Nothing.
I know it's promotion, but boxing fans listen.
To be honest, this is what I think. When I was promoting the Canelo fight, Canelo was pound for pound #1. But now I'm promoting the Lomachenko fight, Lomachenko's pound for pound #1. That's the honest answer. But one thing I will tell you, which is the honest answer, I can't categorically tell you out of those two, one of them's pound for pound #1. I think you agree. Who is it? I don't really know. Probably Canelo, but next week it's Lomachenko because I'm promoting Lomachenko.
All right. John Watson says, what's the actual possibility of the fight being in the U.S. for Ruiz Joshua 2? And is it more or less a chance for it to be in the UK or US?
Definitely in Saudi Arabia, December 7th. Team Ruiz had their questions, which they're right, they're well within their rights to answer. They've all been satisfied. You'll be hearing from Ruiz shortly. There's a press conference coming up in 2 weeks. Saudi Arabia, London, New York. You'll see him there. That's where the fight's going to take place.
Do you have any contingencies in place? Like, obviously they're building a stadium. How much time did you give them? Do you have, like, the WBC has 30-day weigh-ins? Are you going to be checking in with these guys to make sure?
They've got several other huge stadiums that could stage the fight. Okay. But the whole idea of this fight is to be like a Rumble in the Jungle, like a Thriller in Manila. They're building this purpose-built stadium on the sand dunes in Riyadh.
Yeah, but what's your cutoff for them?
If that was the case, then you go to another one of the 7, 8 stadiums around the country.
So there is a backup.
Yeah, but these people are proper. I mean,
well, it's the first event out there.
And everybody from their side, the country is invested to showcase Saudi Arabia.
George John says, when can we get, John Watson says, when can we get the Saunders-Eubank rematch?
I'd like that fight. I'd actually like that fight. I'd like that fight in now. We'll do that one in November, but more likely in the spring if Eubank wants to fight. If Eubank wants to fight, we'll make him a great offer for that fight to take place.
Abu Nasir Muhammad says, Tyson Fury went all over ESPN airwaves talking, I'm going for the knockout. I won't win a decision. Then this weekend on TMZ he says, even if I don't get the knockout, I believe I'll get a fair shake if it goes to the judges. Why did he take his statements back?
Tyson Fury is a walking contradiction, but I do like him. So he says one thing, he says another thing. But I think it's going to be a good fight. I hope it happens. I just don't know why they're not. What's happening with Wilder, Ortiz?
They're saying. I think they're saying October.
Yeah.
November 23rd. We have Dominic Christopher from Seattle who says, if AJ loses to Andy Ruiz again, will you take a low offer from Deontay Wilder, like all the offers you gave Deontay
quite possibly.
Wilder? Huh?
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly. All right, Carlos in the UK says, what reservations do Team Ruiz have about going to Saudi Arabia? Or does it just have to do with more money?
The latter. But mainly, look, there's a lot of people talking rubbish, mainly Bob Arum, trying to get Andy Ruiz stripped of his world title. Yeah, but he's trying to get Ruiz stripped so Pulev can fight for the world title. He can't stand Andy Ruiz. He used to promote him for years. He's gutted. But he wants him in a legal battle. He wants all his belts gone. So he comes out, oh, Saudi Arabia's a war zone. Rubbish. We've been there. So has WWE. So has European Tour. So has Formula One. So has the World Boxing Super Series. So is Amir Khan. So is the Tennis Cup. So is the Italian Football Cup. I mean, it's never ending. So.
We got
Last one, because I got to go.
Oh, Trav FDY says, Eddie, it was reported Deontay Wilder would make $20 million for the Brazil fight and an additional 80 to 100 if he signed with his own. What would have happened with all that money remaining fights since AJ lost to Ruiz?
Well, he wouldn't have been able to have that fight, but he would have still got paid.
An equivalent 40 million?
I don't know what the deal would have been, but you know.
Sure that's the last one for you?
Go on, one more as we will.
All right.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying
Team in Florida says, if you were allowed to punch anyone in the face as hard as you possibly can without consequences, who would it be?
Good question. I don't know. I don't really feel that way, to be honest.
Bob Arum just called you stupid.
Nah, Bob Arum's alright. Bob Arum needs to worry about his own shows. Have you seen his last 2 shows? One in Philadelphia with Sosa, and the other one in LA. I think there was about 800 people at both shows combined.
Did he raise Fury's profile?
No. No one's watching him. He's on ESPN Plus. The Fury deal for Bob Arum has been a total disaster. He's been hemorrhaging money left, right and centre. But Bob says what he wants to say. There's always something behind what Bob's saying.
Honestly speaking, right, like, you're a promoter, so you love AJ, but you're a promoter. Was this the best thing that happened? Because American media wasn't going to cover the win as much as they covered the loss.
You never want to lose. You never want to lose. Not someone who... I'm very fond of the guy. He's a good friend of mine. I want to see him win. But I believe the comeback, if he beats Andy Ruiz, he goes to another level, So maybe one day we can look at this and say, wow, that all works out really well. But he's got to win that rematch.
All right.
Good to see you, mate.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/theboxingvoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.